Have you ever watched a master sculptor at work? They begin with a solid block of marble, and what appears to be destruction, the chipping away, the removal of pieces, is actually the revelation of something magnificent hidden within. In the same way, when the universe seems to be chipping away at your life, it's not destroying, it's sculpting you into your masterpiece. Right now, in this very moment, countless souls worldwide are experiencing this divine sculpting process. Some call it a breakdown, but those with spiritual eyes recognize it as a breakthrough. What sets these perspectives apart isn't the experience itself, but the understanding of its sacred purpose. Throughout the ages, from the mystery schools of ancient Egypt to the sacred temples of Tibet, wisdom keepers have recognized these periods of profound change as divine interventions. They understood that when the universe initiates a fresh start, it's not a cosmic punishment, it's a sacred invitation to step into a higher version of yourself. What's truly fascinating is how these divine interventions follow ancient patterns, creating a sort of spiritual choreography that has been documented in sacred texts across cultures. Once you understand these patterns, what once felt like chaos transforms into a cosmic dance of renewal. Today, we're going to decode 7 sacred signs that indicate you're being divinely guided towards a new beginning. By recognizing these signs, you'll understand why certain doors are closing, and more importantly, you'll glimpse the magnificent design being sculpted in your life. Sign 1. The sacred clean sweep. Imagine walking through an ancient temple where sacred ceremonies have been performed for centuries. The air feels thick with accumulated energy, both light and heavy. This is why temples worldwide practice ritual cleansing ceremonies. Not because the space is dirty, but because energy needs to be renewed. In the sacred traditions of Japan, there exists a profound practice called Shikinen Sengu. Every 20 years, the Ise Grand Shrine, one of the most revered temples, is completely dismantled and rebuilt. This isn't done because the temple is damaged or old. Rather, it's a ritual acknowledgement that sometimes even the most beautiful structures need to be released for something even more aligned to emerge. When the universe initiates a clean sweep in your life, it often feels abrupt. Relationships dissolve, careers transform, or living situations suddenly change. But just like those temple priests who trust in the sacred cycle of renewal, you're being asked to trust that this dismantling is actually a divine reset. The key here isn't to resist the sweep, but to recognize its sacred nature. Every ending initiated by the universe carries within it the seeds of a more aligned beginning. This isn't random destruction, it's spiritual purification. Sign 2. The cosmic mismatch. Think of a master gardener who recognizes when a thriving plant needs a larger pot. The plant isn't failing, it's flourishing so abundantly that its current container can no longer support its growth. This is precisely how the cosmic mismatch operates in your life. This sacred sign manifests as a growing sense of misalignment with things that once felt perfect. Your soul, like that flourishing plant, is expanding beyond its current container. You might notice this as a subtle discomfort with your daily routine, a gentle disconnect from once close relationships, or a persistent feeling that your life's direction needs adjustment. These feelings aren't signs of failure or ungratefulness. They're sacred indicators that your soul is ready for expansion. Just as a butterfly must feel the discomfort of its cocoon becoming too tight before it can emerge transformed, this divine discomfort is actually a blessing, evidence that you're outgrowing old limitations. The cosmic mismatch often shows up in layers. First, you might notice small things feeling off. Perhaps your morning routine no longer energizes you, or conversations that once lit you up now feel draining. Then, larger aspects of life start to feel misaligned. Your career path, your living situation, or even your life's purpose might call for re-evaluation. This isn't about fixing or adjusting what feels mismatched. Instead, it's an invitation to honor your soul's expansion by creating space for a new, more aligned reality to emerge. Remember, just as that plant needs a bigger pot to continue thriving, your soul needs a broader container to fully express its growing light. Sign 3. The language of divine dreams. As we step deeper into these sacred signs, we encounter perhaps one of the most mystical indicators, the awakening of your dream realm. Just as a river changes course before a storm, your dreamscape begins to shift when the universe is preparing you for transformation. Imagine walking through an ancient Egyptian dream temple where sacred priests known as masters of the secret things guided seekers through the veils between worlds. These temples weren't just buildings, they were bridges between the physical and divine realms. The priests understood something profound, that dreams aren't just nightly stories, they're sacred messages encoded in the language of symbols and feelings. In these temples, seekers would undergo a ritual called incubation, where they would fast, meditate, and sleep in specific chambers designed to enhance their connection to the divine. They believed that during sleep, the soul could travel freely between worlds, gathering wisdom and guidance for life's greatest transitions. Today, when the universe is orchestrating a fresh start in your life, you may notice changes in your dream patterns. While significant life changes can affect our dreams, it's important to maintain perspective and prioritize your well-being. If you're experiencing any concerning changes in your sleep or mental state, always consult with healthcare professionals who can provide appropriate guidance. For those experiencing spiritual awakening within the context of otherwise stable mental and emotional health, you might notice your dreams becoming more vivid or meaningful. These dream experiences often manifest as natural symbols that carry personal significance, memories or figures from your past appearing with messages of growth, insights about your life path that resonate with your conscious wisdom, themes of transformation that align with your waking journey, landscapes or scenarios that inspire positive change. Remember, healthy spiritual experiences should support your overall well-being and stability. These dreams typically leave you feeling refreshed and inspired rather than disturbed, complement rather than disrupt your daily functioning, make sense within your cultural and personal belief system, support positive life changes and healthy decision-making, enhance rather than replace your connection with reality. If you choose to explore the spiritual meaning of your dreams, consider keeping a simple dream journal. Note both the content and, more importantly, how the dreams make you feel upon waking. Look for patterns that support your growth while maintaining a grounded perspective. The key is to approach this aspect of your journey with balanced awareness. Just as ancient wisdom traditions valued both spiritual insight and practical well-being, we too can honor our spiritual experiences while staying anchored in healthy daily living. Consider working with spiritual mentors or counselors who acknowledge both the sacred and psychological aspects of personal transformation. They can help you integrate these experiences in a way that supports your overall health and growth. These aren't random neural firings, they're sacred communications. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, is using the dream realm to prepare you for what's coming, just as the ancient priests taught their initiates to decode these divine messages. You too can learn to understand this sacred language. Keep a dream journal by your bedside. Write down everything you remember upon waking, no matter how strange or insignificant it might seem. Pay special attention to the emotions you feel during these dreams. They're often more important than the actual events or symbols you encounter. Sign 4. The sacred body awakening. As above, so below. This ancient hermetic principle reminds us that spiritual transformation always manifests in the physical realm. When the universe initiates change, your body becomes a living temple of transformation. In the mystical tradition of Tantra, there's a beautiful concept called the body of light. The understanding that our physical form is actually crystallized spiritual energy. When we undergo profound transformation, this body of light begins to shift and recalibrate, creating various physical sensations and changes. You might notice unexpected waves of energy coursing through your body, changes in sleep patterns or appetite, a feeling of vibration or tingling, especially in your hands or crown, sudden sensitivity to foods you once enjoyed, spontaneous movements during meditation or rest, an inexplicable knowing that your body is upgrading. These aren't just random physical symptoms, they're sacred initiations. Your body, in its infinite wisdom, is adjusting to hold higher frequencies of consciousness, just as a musical instrument must be carefully tuned to play a more complex piece. Your physical form is being fine-tuned to resonate with your emerging reality. The key is to honor these changes with gentle awareness. Your body isn't failing you, it's faithfully supporting your evolution. Stay hydrated, rest when needed, and trust that these physical shifts are part of your sacred transformation. Sign 5. The sacred dance of soul contracts. As we venture deeper into these divine signs, we encounter one of the most profound indicators, the completion of soul contracts. Imagine your life as an intricate tapestry, where each relationship represents a sacred thread woven with divine purpose. In the ancient wisdom of the Akashic records, it's said that before we enter this earthly realm, we make sacred agreements with other souls, contracts designed to facilitate our growth and evolution. These aren't written on paper, but etched into the very fabric of our spiritual DNA. Just as a tree naturally sheds its leaves in autumn to prepare for new growth, when the universe initiates a reset in your life, certain relationships begin to naturally complete their sacred purpose. You might notice once close connections beginning to feel distant, unexpected endings that feel simultaneously painful and right, sudden clarity about relationships that no longer serve your highest good, new connections appearing that feel deeply familiar and timely, a profound sense of completion with certain people or groups. This isn't about judgment or failure, it's about divine timing. Each soul contract serves a sacred purpose, and when that purpose is fulfilled, it's natural and necessary for the connection to transform or conclude. The key is to recognize that these shifts in your soul tribe aren't random or cruel. They're carefully orchestrated by divine wisdom. Some contracts are meant to last a lifetime, while others are designed to catalyze specific growth or awareness before gracefully concluding. Honor these completions with gratitude. Each person who enters or exits your life is a sacred teacher, playing their perfect part in your soul's evolution. Trust that as certain connections naturally complete their purpose, new soul contracts are already being divinely arranged to support your next chapter. Sign 6. The sacred fire of divine restlessness. As we journey deeper into these sacred signs, we encounter perhaps the most mysterious of all, a holy restlessness that stirs in your soul like an ancient fire. This isn't the usual restlessness that makes you want to redecorate your home or change your hairstyle. No, this is the same sacred flame that drove Buddha from his palace and sent Moses into the wilderness. In the mystical tradition of the Desert Fathers, there's a beautiful term called holy longing, a divine discontent that no earthly comfort can satisfy. This restlessness isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's evidence that your soul is awakening to its greater purpose. Think of a lotus seed buried in the mud. Before it begins its journey toward the light, it experiences an inexplicable urge to grow, a divine restlessness that propels it to break free from its comfortable darkness. This is exactly what's happening within you right now. You might notice a persistent feeling that there's something more waiting for you, an unexplainable urge to seek deeper meaning, a sense that your soul is preparing for a quantum leap, difficulty finding satisfaction in things that once fulfilled you, a calling that you can feel but can't yet fully articulate. This sacred restlessness often shows up in waves. Some days, you might feel an overwhelming urge to make dramatic changes. Other days, it manifests as a quiet knowing that something profound is stirring beneath the surface of your life. The key is to recognize this restlessness not as a problem to be solved, but as a sacred initiation. Just as an eagle feels an instinctive urge to spread its wings before it has ever flown, your soul feels the pull toward its higher destiny before that destiny fully reveals itself. Sign 7. The mystical awakening. As we arrive at our final sacred sign, we enter the realm of pure magic, where the veil between worlds grows thin and the universe begins speaking to you in the language of synchronicities, visions, and divine coincidences. In the ancient mystery schools of Egypt, there was a sacred initiation called the opening of the senses, where initiates would suddenly begin perceiving the subtle realms of existence. This is precisely what happens when the universe is orchestrating a profound reset in your life. Your spiritual senses begin to awaken. You might experience meaningful coincidences that defy logical explanation, sudden flashes of knowing or prophetic insights, enhanced intuition that proves remarkably accurate, signs and symbols that seem to speak directly to your situation, a heightened sense of divine presence in your daily life, dreams or visions that carry profound spiritual messages. These aren't random phenomena. They're sacred doorways opening between your current reality and the expanded existence that awaits you. Just as a radio must be perfectly tuned to receive clear signals, your consciousness is being fine-tuned to receive higher spiritual frequencies. This mystical awakening often begins subtly. Perhaps you notice repeated number sequences or songs that contain exactly the message you need to hear. But as you pay attention, these experiences tend to increase in both frequency and profundity. The universe is inviting you into a deeper dialogue, speaking to you through the poetry of synchronicity and the language of signs. Each mystical experience is like a thread in a grand tapestry of guidance, weaving together to create a clear direction for your path. Sacred conclusion, the divine design. As we complete our exploration of these 7 sacred signs, it's crucial to understand that what you're experiencing isn't chaos, it's cosmic choreography. Every element being removed from your life, every moment of divine restlessness, every mystical encounter is part of a greater design. Think of a master jeweler working with precious metal. Before creating something new and beautiful, they must first melt down the old form. In the middle of this process, the metal appears to have lost all shape and structure, but this apparent chaos is actually the perfect preparation for its new, more beautiful expression. This is exactly what's happening in your life right now. The universe, like a divine jeweler, is melting down old forms to prepare you for a profound transformation. What feels like falling apart is actually falling into place. What seems like endings are really sacred beginnings in disguise. Remember, every relationship that completes its cycle is making space for more aligned connections. Each dream and vision is providing guidance for your next steps. Your sacred restlessness is actually your soul's expansion. The mystical experiences you're having are confirmation that you're on the right path. Trust that this divine reset isn't random or cruel. It's a sacred invitation to step into a more authentic expression of who you truly are. The universe never removes something from your life without preparing to replace it with something that better serves your highest good. As you navigate this transformation, remember that you're not alone. Every great spiritual teacher and mystic throughout history has undergone similar periods of divine reconstruction. You're not losing your way, you're finding your truth. If this message resonates with your soul, please like and subscribe for more spiritual guidance. Share it with others who might be experiencing their own divine reset. Remember, when the universe decides to sculpt a masterpiece from your life, all you need to do is trust the process and surrender to the sacred unfolding. Until next time, keep your heart open to the magic that surrounds you and trust that something more beautiful than you can imagine is being birthed through your current experience. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. Stay blessed and remember, You are exactly where you need to be on your path to a better life.